Well, we did just pilot a new segment. You may or may not hear it. It was called Emil's Emotions. We'll sum it up for you right now. Um, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso is a lose-lose situation according to Emil.
It
I
is.
happen to disagree. I think it's okay if Jey were to win, but it's fine because they're not going to do it at all. That being said, y'all, welcome to the Kickout Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is Tino, and I'm being joined by my boy Emil. What's going on, dude?
You're
Um, yeah. Somehow it's already go home week. It's time for Backlash go home week. It is literally on Saturday, the 10th. Today is Wednesday, May 7th. It feels like we just got out of WrestleMania 41 and we're just feeling like we're letting go of it.
I think they realized that too. They were like, "Oh wait, fuck."
And not only this, there's a stretch after this in June into July where there's 3 PLEs back to back. Like, I don't know if it's back to back weeks, but I know it's like back to back maybe 2 weeks at least. I forget where. And plus, like, if they have some alleged PLEs that have not been announced yet, that also complicates things and makes the calendar kind of crazy. But I'll look into that. But like, it's like, because it's like what? What's next? Like after this, we got oh, I got it. All right, I'm pulling it up. So we had the Tampa Saturday Night's Main Event coming up.
We got Battleground.
Battlegrounds NXT technically, but
So
fair.
NXT gets 2 things in a row. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
It's the AAA deal, bruh. I mean, they don't get a PLE on Backlash weekend. They don't get a PLE on Saturday. Well, they get the Saturday Night's Main Event weekend, and they get Worlds Collide on June 7th. But like the Worlds Collide thing, I don't see that being like a canon event. I see that being more so like a Forbidden Door. How it's like more so just for the fuckery of like, hey, look at everybody we can pair up together. You know.
So I guess Wikipedia is also not updated because there's a June 7th Money in the Bank, right? And then Wikipedia is saying that there's nothing until as a PLE until SummerSlam after that. We do know there's a Saudi date.
Yeah, Smart Out Moment I'm on right now. They're usually the go-to in terms of not only confirmed pay-per-views and PLEs, but also alleged, like unannounced ones. So I have Saturday Night's Main Event, Battleground, and Worlds Collide, and Money in the Bank. First off, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, same day, June 7th. 2 in the same day. We're getting a Mania Night 1, basically, in one day. And then we get Night of Champions is the Saudi date that's alleged, and that's supposed to be on June 28th. We have WWE Evolution rumored to be taking place from Connecticut on July 5th. Yeah, and then there's supposedly another Saturday Night's Main Event that's happening on July 12th. So June into July, we're fucking cooking. We're stacked with
it's
PLEs.
Main Event XL. It's Main Event 40.
That's
it's
right.
The 40th episode of Main Event.
Yay.
Wow.
Can't believe they've been
It
40.
doesn't hit as much as Mania 40.
Yeah, XL don't hit the same when it's
XL
not
doesn't
WrestleMania.
hit the same.
I'm dead.
And when it's not a yearly event.
Facts. All right, so looking at the lineup for Backlash 2025, without getting into any matches, what are your thoughts right now going into it? I mean, I kind of explained mine a little bit. It's very soon. I feel like it's very like out of nowhere to kind of have a PLE this soon after WrestleMania 41. I am looking forward to it though. I personally have been. We talked a little bit before we hit the record button. I personally have been enjoying the Mania 41 fallout more than WrestleMania itself. But obviously there are people with very different opinions.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm hitting the burnout. Where Mania 41, that long stretch from Chamber to Mania was a lot, and it was a lot of things that were weird. It was a lot of things that didn't make sense. But it's fine. We went through it. We did the thing, right? They either made sense or they didn't, and they kept rolling. And it was either you're gonna like it or you don't watch it, right?
Yeah.
And I watched it, right? And for some of it, I had a great time. As far as what's going on here, I'm not tapped. I'm almost not. I don't feel like I'm tapped into any of this. Like I don't feel like any of this got time to bubble. I don't feel like I don't really. I have no emotional investment in any of this except maybe the John Cena match. And again, that's because it's John Cena.
And it's not even
really
that like it's
in the thing.
Exactly. It's not even based on stuff that's happening right now. It's based on all of the stuff that already happened in the past between him and Randy.
So let's talk about this main event first, right? Since we're already kind of broaching the subject, right? So again, we're in a nostalgia era right now. We're in a nostalgia energy and a nostalgia vibe. And the whole point is we're just going to keep dick riding nostalgia. with that being said, right, Cena and Orton have really nothing going on. They didn't even really get a good promo with each other. They're supposed to be face to face on Friday the 9th, which I'm assuming is going to be like their blow off. Like they're gonna like, but you know, I think I like Cena as a face calling out Orton as a heel a lot better. Because Cena has said things that are real already to him, so I don't know how much realer he's gonna get to him. Like, it is what it is. But the match itself is definitely gonna be the match. Like, you already know what it is. Like, I don't know. I'm not totally thrilled, but the whole point is to further Cena as a heel.
Exactly. I think you got it right there. It's just to further Cena as a heel. I think they wouldn't run this match had it not been slated to take place in St. Louis, which, as we know, Randy Orton's hometown. I think if it wasn't in St. Louis, we'd have somebody different. I don't know who. I can't really. I'm hard pressed to find somebody off the top of my head. Maybe Drew, because Drew was kind of calling out Cena before Mania, if you noticed a little bit. And after, even when he was talking about going after the U.S. title, he said, I was going to go after John Cena, but Randy Orton cut the line. There could be potential there. I do think they're going to visit that at some point. I think they'll visit it.
Too many things to do with too many other people that I don't see a Drew match happening or really making sense. Or me caring enough.
Well, here's the thing. Cena is technically SmackDown's champion. Cena's advertised for a lot of SmackDowns. Look at the main event guys you have on SmackDown. Drew, Cena, Orton. You got anybody else?
I don't care what the main event players are on SmackDown. I know exactly what
LA
this
Knight,
is.
I guess.
I know exactly what this is. This is not going to be a SmackDown title. This is not how this is going to work.
I think it might. And I think like the brand split thing is also not going to be very like. I mean, I don't think it applies to anybody at the moment.
Cena's actually literally a free agent.
That's true. So
it doesn't apply.
That's actually fair. That's a good point. I think he'll primarily be on SmackDown, and I think it's more so the title will be the SmackDown title, and that's why I think it's the title. I don't think it's the man.
I also disagree with that. It's the man here. It's the man. Like we're running Cena, right?
Why is he on Raw?
Why is he on Raw? Punk's
no,
over
why
there.
Why is he not on Raw?
Why is he not on Raw? Because right now he's feuding with Randy, who isn't on Raw.
Okay, I would say he's not on Raw because the Raw guys are on Raw, and Raw has enough talent. And SmackDown doesn't.
So we just both agreed that he's a free agent, right? So he can do whatever he wants.
That's correct, but that's why the SmackDown. The reason he's on SmackDown is because the title is the SmackDown title.
So let's talk about WWE and their fetish with nostalgia, right? Because we love like we're in a callback era right now. This is the callback era. Everything's a callback in WWE right now. It's
Triple H and Shawn Michaels always writing in their own stories into current day.
So with that, right, comes all of the things that come with that. Cena being the main head champion, right? Like Jey Uso's world title, it's equivalent.
It works.
It doesn't.
It's not equivalent, but it's definitely close, and it's the most prestigious the world title's been.
So the point being, though, is that they're gonna let Cena do whatever the fuck he wants, and there are a lot of long-term things that we're gonna do. We still have to touch on this Punk thing that's going on, right? We have to touch on that. Got to touch on Rock. We'll probably touch Roman at some point. I could see
we might not touch on Rock.
See Roman getting us to Rock. Like I could see things happening, and obviously we got to get back to Cody, right? So with that in mind, and with the number being, I want to say 26 or something, I do not foresee a lot of things that are not these big money matches, and Drew and Cena is not that.
That's wild.
Drew and Cena is not that. That's not wild. That's not wild.
It is wild.
Drew right now is in the middle of the card. He's an upper main eventer, but he's not like he has no history with Cena, and we're gonna do history.
Drew is the guy to talk shit about everybody who would screw. Honestly, Cena is someone that Drew should be complaining about. Drew is a guy that talks about you cut the line to come back and do your thing. Like that's all Drew. And Drew saying that. And Drew literally was talking about how he wanted to go after Cena. He did list reasons. I don't have them off the top of my head, but Drew has them. So that means they're at least Drew is consciously thinking about storyline beats to have to go against Cena,
and
whether or not it happens.
And Miz said he would sell his soul to The Rock. So Miz and The Rock are going to do something. I don't see that.
Miz ain't competing for a mid-card title. Miz didn't beat CM Punk last year in Hell in a Cell. He didn't beat CM Punk in Hell in a Cell. Did Drew ever beat Punk clean?
Once.
I don't think he did. He did. I thought he did. So
he won at SummerSlam, but then he lost
Miz
the next
didn't
two.
get that. So You know what I mean?
Kind of. Not
Look
really.
at where they're at on the card. Look at where they're at on the card.
He won the main event of WrestleMania 27.
By DQ.
Miz won.
By DQ.
Who
Drew won the main event of WrestleMania 36 against Brock. Clean.
Yawn.
Won the title. Carried the company
did anybody
until
watch it?
Roman. Yeah.
He almost carried them out of business.
That is not true. That is so not true.
Either way, I just don't see a Cena and Drew
and that's fair.
In the time that we have. There's just no time for that.
I mean, I think it could be a minor stop. I think it's. I mean, listen, you got Punk, you got Styles, you have Cody, you have Roman. Other than that, I don't really. Maybe LA Knight. That's 5 dates. You could throw in a Drew match. You could throw a Drew match in. Maybe once.
He's gonna skip
maybe
a few PLEs too.
Maybe. He's definitely well. He might not skip Evolution. I don't know. Nah, I'm playing. But yeah. That being said, though, I was really excited to get Cena versus Orton, and then I sat and pondered, and I thought about my favorite John Cena versus Randy Orton match. There isn't one. It's not going to be a good wrestling match. Even when Cena was not trying to ruin wrestling, this match was not going to be good. Orton works slow. Cena works safe. Orton works safe. I'm not saying you have to work sloppily or take chances with yourself and take gambles with your health to put on a good match, but neither of these guys are doing the crazy moves that wrestlers today do. And they wouldn't even have done that in their prime. And now they're old.
I think I can name 2 of my favorite matches of theirs.
Yeah.
Breaking Point 09.
Okay. Was that the I Quit?
Yes.
I think you're right.
I actually don't really remember what the match was. I just remember the spot of Cena on the outside of the post and Randy swinging the kendo stick at him. I remember that.
Yes,
because they used that spot a lot.
That was an I Quit match.
That's why I remember that spot so much. I couldn't tell you. I don't think anything else about that match.
Oh yeah, that was when Cena had
the match where he used pyro.
That was when Cena had the STF and he used the handcuffs to keep Orton locked into it.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm reading the synopsis, by the way.
I remember the pyro spot in the bragging rights match.
In the what pyro
was that
spot?
A bragging right match?
Wasn't that
was Orton
Backlash?
Cena, right? That was definitely Orton.
The pyro spot that I recall with Cena was when Big Show came out during that Edge John Cena Last Man Standing. Okay.
Orton walked to the pyro table and then tried to light Cena on fire.
I'm checking right now. I'm not doubting
you.
I don't know. This was the Iron Man match.
Yeah, that one.
Bro, how do you have an hour Iron Man match and you have a score of 6-5? 6-5? That's crazy.
At least it wasn't 0-0.
You have 2 of the biggest names in wrestling, and you have them each getting pinned or submit 6 and 5 times each. That's crazy.
Honestly, I kind of like it. It's different because everybody just wants to go to a 0-0 60-minute draw, which is wasting my fucking time.
Oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's so dumb. You can't do that so much. Like AEW loves that. You can't do it.
Stop no selling.
Anyway, let's talk about the match now that we're 15 minutes in.
I had one more match that I remembered. The TLC match from 2013.
Oh, yeah, well, that one. The one for the world titles, right? To unify the belts. That was a good one. That was a pretty good one. But that being said, we have John Cena versus Randy Orton in 2025 for the undisputed WWE title. It's Cena's first title defense off Cody Rhodes. WWE fucking hates hometown heroes. Cena wins. LOL.
More like Cena wins because we got to keep moving.
I mean,
LOL.
Yeah. And Cena's got to have that first title defense. No one who is going to beat Cody Rhodes is going to lose their first title defense to anybody, regardless of who it is. And Randy's just not. They haven't set Randy up to be the champion, so it's pretty clear to me that it's not happening.
I have to appreciate the fact that Cody Rhodes is not on TV right now. I have to appreciate that. Where is Cody?
That's not lasting very long. I believe he has been advertised.
Oh, soft.
In a couple of weeks.
Keep him off till SummerSlam.
Nah.
Do it.
Just pull the Roman booking.
Do it. If he's really the biggest star y'all got, he's gonna get the biggest pop of the decade. He's gonna beat Roman's pop last year at SummerSlam. Give him that.
So first off, they're saying that
hold yourself. Edge yourself. You can do it.
So first off,
Don't blow the load.
PW Insider is saying he could show up at the Backlash PLE.
Ugh.
I hope not.
Yawn.
And if he does, he better not interfere in Cena Orton. That'd be so dumb. There was another date that I saw, though.
He costs Orton the belt.
Got it. No. Cena and Orton. Okay, Cody has been advertised to appear on the May 16th episode of SmackDown. So that's the SmackDown a week from Friday.
Lame.
However, it could just be a dark match that he does. He could not be on TV.
Do it, WWE.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I kind of agree with you.
Be ballsy.
I kind of agree with you. I don't know if I need all the way until SummerSlam, but I definitely would like Cody to not be on TV for very long.
Be ballsy. Be ballsy. Go to SummerSlam.
I don't need
get that
SummerSlam.
We Want Cody chance.
No, I'm selfish. I want to see my GOAT Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
I do too. Get that We Want Cody chance.
No. I want him wrestling at SummerSlam, not just popping up. Popping up. I don't need the Roman pop for Cody Rhodes. Cody's known for wrestling, not pandering. So that's fine. Well, actually, he's super pandering. Yeah,
politician.
You're right. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Pandering gimmick.
That's not what I meant. I meant like posing, like just like
no. That's
being
the
there
posing
for the.
Is still his thing.
No. But Roman's there to like he just walks out and he's like
and sings this song while we all go like this.
Yeah, but it's not what I mean, dog. I mean, like, Roman comes out and he's just there just to, like, grace us with his presence. He's not there to fucking wrestle for our entertainment. Exactly. And I don't want Cody to do that either.
He's not.
I want Cody to live to his gimmick and actually wrestle.
I'm not saying he has to live to that to the Roman gimmick. I'm just saying
No, I don't.
Hold yourself. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We can make it without Cody. We did it for years.
So, I'm going John Cena. I'm going to predict that it's a 3-star match by Dave Meltzer.
Oh. You see your boy go talk about Meltzer?
Wait, what boy? Who?
Seth.
Oh, did he? What did he say? I love Seth. What did he say?
He talked about it being like an outdated system, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Blah,
he was
blah,
like,
blah.
oh, it's just arbitrary. It's just numbers. Kinda.
And then everybody was like, we hate Dave too, but Seth, stop being salty.
We don't like.
It's so funny
Listen,
that Seth says anything and we agree with it. But every time
but
Seth
we're still
it,
like, Seth, shut up.
Every time Seth says it, we're like, Seth.
No, literally, Seth is the most entitled person, but he fucking deserves it, and we know it, and we're like, bruh, you're so annoying, but like, you're right.
You're right, and that's why it's annoying. Like,
right.
Like, you could just shut up.
Like, you could just be humble.
You could be cool.
Humble.
Like Roman is more humble than you. How?
Right. The guy that's like, yeah, acknowledge your tribal chief.
And he does that
somehow
in
the better
too.
person.
And somehow Roman is still more humble. I don't understand it.
Somehow, man.
Whatever. The next match that we're going to is this WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
I'm loving the build to this, man. I'm loving the build to this. Listen, is Becky annoying? Yes. Is that the point? Yes. 100% is the point. Becky Crash Out is fantastic. Lyra has been giving some of the best mic work she's given so far. That being said, it's not fantastic, but it's better than she's ever done by miles. And I love the story. I think the story is very nuanced and very new. I think it's like, usually it's like, there's the mentor and the mentee, right? There's Becky and Lyra. Lyra being the mentee. The mentee finds success, the mentor gets jealous and turns on the mentee, and then the mentee's like, fuck you, mentor, I'm gonna get revenge on you, and it's just generic revenge story, right? But this one's different. This is Lyra being like, Becky's just scared because I'm becoming as good as she is, and she doesn't like that. And that's good. She's trying to call out the fact that Becky's intimidated by Lyra's success, not just the fact, like, she's actually focusing on the reason why she's turning, not why she betrayed Lyra, not on just the fact that she did, if that makes sense. And I like that. I like that. It makes Lyra look smart. And I think the match is going to be great. I feel bad, though, because I think Becky is going to come out as the winner.
So many pull-apart brawls. So many pull-apart brawls. That's all right, though. It is what it is. Yeah. I actually think Lyra might win this. I do like the concept of you're old. I like that. I like that we keep using that for legends. And, like, the people at the top of the card. I like that. Because they are. They are. Everybody's 40, bro. All right.
Yeah. That's right. And like, remember, like back in the day, like 20 years ago or so, being 40 was like the cutoff for when you were a wrestler. A lot of people retired at 40. I remember reading multiple
AJ was
wrestling
gonna retire at
autobiographies.
40
And now he's going to retire at 50, I think.
ish.
Yeah, ish, something like that.
No, like 45.
Yeah, he said he was retiring in like 2 years, is what I heard recently.
But he said that like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I saw this year something about that, him retiring in 2 years. However, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Basically, all the legends are here crashing out because now they're starting to get old and realizing their time has passed. And
True.
they're like, I did all these things. I did the thing. Respect me. It's kind of great from that aspect. I like a good legends crash out.
Becky out here like, it should have been me.
I like that everybody's crashing out. Essentially, it's nice to watch everybody kind of fall apart a little bit.
Becky had going on this rant about taking out the garbage and everyone mad about it. And usually you complain about there being garbage and she took out the garbage, but now instead they're saying, why'd you take out the garbage? Like, just the way that she presented it was just hilarious to me.
It was like recycling.
Right,
She
and
got
then
that
she
little
says
plug in.
recycle.
Hey,
Then she
hey,
said
hey,
Bailey
recycle.
is. Yeah, she said,
Hey,
hey,
come here.
recycle, just like I did.
Recycle.
Come close, come closer, come closer. Nah, hilarious. No, I think it was great. I think I would love for Lyra to win. I just think that the story is that Lyra gets the last laugh, and I don't think we get that unless Becky wins the title first. So that's why I think Becky wins it. I think that's been the story all along. I still think they did live so incredibly dirty by giving Becky and Lyra the win at Mania. They could have easily had the turn happen at WrestleMania. It could have been a big WrestleMania moment. It could have been great. I don't know. The crowd's still chanting for Becky too. They're not really getting behind Lyra as much because Becky's such a big star. So hopefully at some point the crowd finally fully buys into Lyra, and I think that's the end goal.
Yo, so they had Lyra stand there and milk it like she did something, and the crowd went, yay.
No, literally, they've been doing that like the
like,
last
oof.
couple weeks. It's
Like,
been
oof, that was not the desired reaction.
not at all.
They
It's been
they
a little
pulled them
rough.
apart and they went and they kind of didn't chant "Let them fight," and then they kind of they broke away and started
Right.
refighting, and the crowd was just like, okay,
Okay, all right,
sure,
cool.
we can move on.
Yeah.
It's kind of solid already, but it's fine.
A little bit of a left a hard left here. Before we continue on with the card, I did not do this at the beginning, but I just want to plug a couple of things. If you like what you're listening to, and maybe you're new to this channel, maybe you're new to our podcast and you haven't heard us before, you can go support us by following us all over socials. We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, also known as X. At Kickout Club Wrestling on most. Just look up Kickout Club on most platforms, and you should be able to find us as we wait for Emil to come back. If you are new to us and you don't know, we are also on all podcast hosting platforms, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify. You can go follow us there. And make sure to leave us a 5-star rating and a review. We would very, very much appreciate it. Again, any growth, any kind of feedback, any kind of engagement we get only helps to make us grow and grow this community, and that's all we want to do here. A new one as well. If you haven't heard, there is a new app on the wrestling scene. If you're familiar with Letterboxd reviewing movies, they have a new app called Dropkicked. You can follow me on Dropkicked. Me personally, Tino Knows Graps. Love it. It's been a great time. I made a list of all the shows I've been to. I rated this week's Raw on there. I gave it a solid 3.5. It was a pretty solid show. Yeah. Go follow us everywhere. We're on YouTube too. If I missed that, also go like the video on YouTube. The videos on YouTube. Leave some comments. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. Make sure you're notified when we drop some new stuff. And yeah, let's jump into a little bit of a car crash match here. We got a fatal 4-way match inbound here for the United States title. I am deliberately skipping a match because I think it could be one to stick on the end there. For the United States title, we have the champion Jacob Fatu defending against LA Knight, Damian Priest, all rise, and Drew McIntyre. I don't have something for Drew. This is for the U.S. title. I'm really torn. So do you have a pick?
Jacob's killing him. Duh.
Okay.
None of the again, like right now, like it's the come off of WrestleMania, like none of this matters, right? Like all of this is just to build your champion right now. So Jacob Fatu is your champion, and all 4 of these guys are gonna get pinned. All 3 of them. He might pin them all at once.
Okay.
Kill him. Kill them all. Kill them all. Send one, send all. And Jacob stands tall.
Send Jacob.
Bloodline.
Acknowledge.
I acknowledge
Your Samoan werewolf.
My Samoan werewolf.
That's right.
That guy is.
With the Fortnite emote.
That guy is chilling.
Why does
Ain't no
he
way
do
he's
that?
losing. It doesn't matter. Like
Why does he do the boogeyman thing?
Drew and Damian might fuck around and take each other out of this match again.
Well, they also teased some tension between Damian and Knight and LA Knight as well. Here's my
Everybody
thing.
else in this match is boring to me.
Here's my thing. There are a lot of moving parts. You have Jacob walking in as champion. You have a multi-man match, which means Jacob can lose the title without being pinned. And you have Solo Sikoa waiting in the wings. Obviously, they've been teasing some tension between Solo and Jacob. People have discussed the potential of running a Solo versus Jacob match at some point, whether it's for a title or it's non-title. And Jacob has just found some success as the U.S. champion, something that Solo failed to do on multiple levels, both for the U.S. title and for the WWE title. So I do think there is a possibility that Solo thumbs Jacob in the throat and costs him the title. If that happens, I would say Drew probably should win it. Gives Drew a grand slam. I love Drew McIntyre. I love what he's doing. On SmackDown, this title is going to be carrying the brand. It's going to be kind of like similar to how Roman, when Roman was world champion on Raw, and they had the Intercontinental Champion, I think. Or no, they had the U.S. title on Raw as well, be like the main title. You had Rollins, you had Lashley, you had a Theory all holding the belt. They treated the mid-card title like the world title. I think that they're going to have to do that with the U.S. title, especially if Cena is bouncing back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, potentially, and also potentially going part-time. And based on his the way he described it, counting down the days he had left, and the fact that he doesn't have to wrestle at those, he can just show up and yap. You got to kind of bolster up the U.S. title. So I do think it's possible that Drew could walk out with the belt. That being said, my final prediction is Jacob Fatu retains. I would feel a little weird if he did lose the belt, but I do think if he did lose it, it would just be to pivot and do the solo match and then come back and get the belt later.
We're early on that solo match for me. I see SummerSlam. I see a match with the title involved. I see them
Tribal Combat?
Maybe. I'm down to watch.
I'd be down for Tribal Combat.
I'd be down. So like, I'm here for some Tribal Combat.
I'm here for some Tribal Combat.
Either way, like Solo is dying, LA Knight is dying, Drew is dying, Damian is dying. Like everybody's dying. Everybody's dead. Kill them all. What happened to the Tongans?
The Tongans, Tama Tonga's been lurking. He's been around. He's been lurking with Solo. He's been Solo's right-hand man. However,
what about the other one?
My King Tongaloa is injured.
Again?
No, this is the same injury. He's been rocking this injury since the Triple Threat Ladder, I believe, the Triple Threat Ladder match they had.
Christ.
I know. Where is my king? Bring my king home.
All right.
So what we got next?
So we've got a nice little run it back. Dominic Mysterio and Penta get to do the thing, but without the Finn Balor of it all getting in the way. And Braun Breaker is on to bigger and better things. So there's that happening as well. I'm here for all of this. This is gonna be fun. As Penta has started to creep into my heart because of all the memes of that with the way I be walking in with my bullshit. Nah, they be making fun of it. They be memeing his little walk, and I'm slowly turning.
Bro, I fucking love Penta. I'm
turning.
Fucking love this guy.
He's cool. Like he's cool. I'm not like obsessed, but he's alright.
I'm gonna steal a bit from one of my fave podcasts, but is this a safe place?
No.
Fuck. Well, I'm doing it anyway. My prediction: Cero Miedo! I think that Penta's going to win. I think that they are running this back for a reason. They literally just ran this on Raw. They literally just had Dom and Penta in the same match at Mania for the belt. I'm pretty sure they had this match before Mania as well, or they had Penta challenge Braun before Mania as well. Penta's in the mix, and there's a reason for that. And I think the reason is Finn is going to turn on Dom and cost him the title.
Well, if we have to keep the U.S. title on Jacob, I guess we can have Dom lose his independence.
Here's my thing. There is one title
Whatever.
change that probably should happen on this show. However, I think Becky will win the women's title, so I think that could cover it. But if they want to go ballsy, I think they give Penta the IC title. And I think, and again, it goes, well, ballsy to have 2 title changes, especially after this one just happened at Mania with Dom just winning the belt. Here's the thing. It's not really in Dominic Mysterio's character to be a fighting champion that's long-term anyway. So I'm cool with it.
But he's a babyface now.
Not officially.
Ish.
And this is the point to fully turn him face by having Finn turned. Because here's the thing, on Raw this past week, Dom was trying to call shots. And if there's one thing Finn doesn't like, it's him not calling the shots. So I think that Finn finally seeing that, fuck, Dom's the champion, Dom's the one in charge now, and Finn doesn't like anyone besides himself being in charge, I think that Finn might cost Dom the match.
Did anyone else see the clip of Finn in the background of something?
Yes.
Of somebody else talking to
some interview that was happening, and he was backstage talking with Roxanne.
yapping to a Roxanne.
We also had AJ come in the room and say that and step up to Dom, saying he's coming for that title.
And Finn was like, I'm gonna let that happen.
So maybe Finn costs Dom against AJ.
I don't see that. I think he would want Dom to lose more than he wants AJ to get a belt.
I feel like I'm a little jumping the gun on this. I'm letting
AJ already
my
said no.
Yeah. I'm letting my love for Penta cloud my judgment, I think, and that's totally fine. That's the point of this. We're having fun. I don't like to make boring predictions. If you want me to be boring, I'll make boring predictions, but I think Penta should win this belt. I think it goes back to, like I said at WrestleMania, Finn versus Dom, this feud that is inevitably going to happen, doesn't need a title in the forefront of it. I think that you could have this, just like Finn versus Damian didn't need the title, and if it did, it would have been a snooze fest given what we got. Listen, it doesn't need the belt. It doesn't need the belt. And Penta would walk out as champion. You have people like Rusev running around ready to challenge for that belt any day now. You have Bronson Reed on his way back soon. You have Gunther probably he could gun for the IC title again. I feel like they're gonna keep him in that world title, but like SmackDown, if the world title scene is busy, you go for the mid card belt. So you could have him go for the IC title if you want him to. You have options with Penta. You have options with Dom too. I'm not saying you don't, but I feel like how many times is Penta going to challenge for this belt and not win it before it's kind of a joke? So I'll go Penta.
Speaking of jokes, does Gunther Pat McAfee match?
It's fight night, baby. And I'm not talking about Sheamus. Somehow we got here.
Something's happening.
Cole comes out in his bright orange wrestling gear.
Where's Taz when you need him?
I got you. Ready? Bum, 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 ba-da-da, dum, bum, bum, bum,
This early?
ba-da-da-da, bum, 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 da-da-da, bum, bum, bum. Goldberg, baby. Nah, I hope not. But I really do feel like this is where we're going. Like, here's the thing. My prediction is simple. Gunther's going to murder him. Gunther is murdering Pat. The question is, does anybody else stop Gunther from killing him?
It's too early for Pat to go on leave, though. Where's Pat going? Like, this seems like a way to get Pat off of TV right now.
It does. I agree. That's how I felt going into this. And I feel like...
it's early, though.
Maybe. Wait, hold up. Here's the thing.
College Game Day doesn't start till August.
Let's check the spring pay-per-views in 2024 because Wikipedia lists who commentates those pay-per-views.
Although, but a lot of the spring 2024 shows were not in the States. Pat doesn't like to leave
That's
the state.
correct. That's fair. So let's go.
Which
Money
is a
in the
little
Bank
weird.
was Canada.
I don't like that for Pat, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. Money in the Bank was Canada, and that had Cole and Wade.
Pat doesn't like to leave the States, man.
Hey, listen.
Last time he went to Canada, he did not enjoy himself.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. Actually, I actually, it's hard to tell Because WrestleMania 40, King and Queen of the Ring. Then you had you had WrestleMania 40, Backlash, King of the Ring, Saudi, um, Clash of the Castle in Scotland. That was Cole, Graves, and Barrett. Money in the Bank was Cole and Corey. Heat Wave, SummerSlam was when Pat came back. I really do think that Pat is only here for the big 4 seasons.
That's lame.
I think so. I think this is a way to honestly, even if he's not trying to like.
But he was on Raw every week still.
Was he though?
Yeah,
I don't remember off
I
the top
think
of my
he
head.
was. I'm pretty sure he was.
I'm not going to argue it because I don't remember.
I think so. I think so anyway.
No,
like,
real.
He was only not on Raw. Well, he was only not on pay-per-views, which was again weird, but again whatever.
But again,
like,
we were not in the States at all.
a lot of them weren't in the States. This time we're in the States, except for this Saudi.
From Mania to SummerSlam, we were not in the States.
No, so Pat didn't want to travel. Lazy
right.
ass.
But also, maybe he likes that schedule. Maybe it's just like, hey, you had that time off last year. You want it again this year. You know what I mean?
It's busy. He's a busy man. Like I understand that. I mean, his podcast isn't getting any smaller, and he was doing NFL draft a day after he was at Raw. Like
right.
So like I get it, man. Like time off is a time off, but if you want to be this guy who's this big personality and you're gonna make all these commitments, like I need to know what your season is, right? Like if Pat McAfee's season is just January to April, I'm cool. And you weren't even that good this year. Like I'm cool. I'm
yeah.
cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
Done.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it with Pat.
I'm
losing it with Pat.
I'm done with it. Which maybe I don't know what the rest of the internet is saying about him recently, because it's the one thing that doesn't show up on my threads.
I think it's like 80-20 in favor, like mostly in favor. Like, but I feel like the anti Pat McAfee movement is growing. I feel like, not saying like anti as in like this guy should lose his job, but like the movement of skepticism toward his skills as a commentator.
He's lazy now. That's his thing. Like he's just being lazy now. Like, but then again, they're all being lazy. Like everything is lazy. But that's a different conversation.
Cole is still on his A game, I think.
I think all of the work that everybody did up through 40 was incredible. I think everything post 40 was declining. I think now we're starting to go to whatever their version of status quo is.
Real.
Which is
Real.
pretty meh.
Yeah.
Compared to what we know they can be. So
fair.
And again, to what we know Pat can be. Like Pat is just company showman at this point. Like he's no better than anything else at it. The nice thing about Pat was always, he's not this company guy. He's company.
Now he is. He's definitely company. Once they started bringing him back for the seasons and having him be a seasonal guy, like, yeah, he's back. He's fully in. Going back to the match between Pat and Gunther, I think it's a Gunther dub. Why else would you have this match? Why would you have Gunther lose the match after he lost to Jay? This is all to rebuild Gunther. The only question is whether or not Goldberg actually does show up. I was mostly clowning with the song, but there is a chance. I think what happens is Gunther puts Pat to sleep. It's ref stoppage, and he keeps the hold in, and everyone's trying to pull him off, and everyone's like, who's going to break it? Who's going to stop Gunther? And then Goldberg comes out. Otherwise, hopefully they have somebody else, because it feels like it would set up his feud.
I don't understand what the positive for Gunther killing Pat McAfee and then going into the summer to kill Goldberg is. Like I don't see a positive in that for me. That doesn't raise Gunther's stock to me.
I mean, I feel like personally, I
killing
mean, like,
a commentator and then killing an old
well, killing
legend.
a commentator is just Gunther being a bully, but Gunther going into a match with Goldberg is mostly because Gunther talked that shit to Goldberg, and Goldberg stood up to him. And whether or not we like it, and whether or not we want to accept it, canonically speaking, Goldberg is an accomplished former world champion. He's a legend in his own right. Whether or not it's deserving is another discussion to have. But the bottom line is, they needed to give Gunther something big, and I think that Gunther versus Goldberg is a match that will be a suitable retirement match if it happens, if it were to happen. But I'm not sure. I think Gunther should win. Is the bottom line.
Gunther's crushed him.
Yeah.
There's no other reason unless like we're doing this weird thing where we want to give the crowd a happy moment before Cena takes the wind out of St. Louis. But
Right.
I don't see that in this scenario because Cena's not taking the win out of St. Louis. It's not how this is going to work. So I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't see that energy.
So we hit
Those
our
are the
goal.
official matches.
Right. We hit our Triple H golden number of 5. I don't know how I would feel if I paid a ticket to see this.
I'd be pissed. But
It depends on how much I spent, to be fair.
At least,
But if you're from St. Louis, you're there to see Randy Orton, for one. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't pay more than a couple $100 for a ticket.
nah.
So I hope nobody did.
I would pay our SummerSlam prices for front row. That's about as far as
Yo,
that's like.
it'd probably be that much for floor, generally speaking. Like front of first few rows of floor, I would assume.
I'd do it.
Maybe.
I'd do it.
For a Cena Orton match, maybe.
For Cena Orton, Cena in an arena being that close, I'd do it.
Perhaps.
Would this show is definitely going to be a show. I think they're kind of understanding that late of a Mania was not the move.
I think so. But I also think they're trying to. They're gonna. I think that they think it wasn't. I feel personally like they might think that the priority is to have Mania at that time, and I think that over the next couple of years we're gonna start seeing some dates shift on the calendar a little bit in terms of when the pay-per-views following WrestleMania are.
There's a weird cluster going on right now, though, so it is what it is.
It feels like it feels like, and you might agree. You might actually agree. It feels like there's too much of a gap between. If they move Mania later in the year, there's too much of a gap between Rumble and Mania. But if you stick another PLE in there, it also feels a little bit. It also feels a little weird.
6 weeks between the shows leading up to each Mania was crazy.
I don't think it would be as crazy if it wasn't the Euro house shows.
Netflix Raw also played a part in that too. They were like, "Hey, let's make Netflix Raw a pseudo PLE."
Too many changes in that time, because they were also still trying to get their footing with pacing on Netflix while building to their biggest show of the year,
while also deciding to do something new and do 3 weeks live out of a different country.
Right, and running those shows like a house show.
Well, I don't think they thought they were doing that.
I don't think they thought that either.
I don't know if the internet thought they were doing that.
Oh, they did. Oh, the internet did. The internet definitely did think that in some way. Yeah, I mean, I expected to go a little bit longer than that, but we're 40 minutes in and we just finished talking Backlash, so that's great for me. If I could add one thing to the show, and if you want to talk about this as a subject, or you want to talk about a different kind of thing you'd add to this show, I feel like a promo segment would go really well in this show somewhere, and I think that promo segment could be something involving Seth Rollins' new faction or the World Heavyweight title in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, very strange that Seth or the world title isn't kind of just got shelved.
Yeah. It seemed like we were building to that Logan Paul Jey Uso match, unless they're trying to build it for, maybe they're trying to push it to Saudi.
That would make sense. That's also far.
But also, well it's far, but also on the Logan Paul schedule, Logan Paul only shows up once a month or so at this rate. So, and he'd probably go a little bit more than that.
I want to read some of Emil's thread takes that I've heard.
Thread takes, okay.
Because we're only like
as in Threads, like the app?
Threads as in the app. So I have been recently wilding. So I've been looking through Threads.
Clearly, because you're on Threads.
Well, they keep showing up like when you scroll through Instagram, and so I'm like, fuck. I keep.
And they're always like the most unhinged dog shit, wild takes.
So
they may or may not be
here, man. There are some takes here. So let's start with this one today, right? Is it just me, or is WWE booking starting to feel repetitive lately? It's always the same cycle. Promos for a few weeks, pull apart brawls until the match. Where are the creative segments? Remember when Cena tossed Edge into the ocean? Or when Stone Cold beat up Booker T in a supermarket? Triple H invading Orton's house? That's storytelling. WWE needs to bring back that level of chaos and creativity back. Now, not all of these crazy segments were good. We're picking and choosing.
But also,
yeah.
Kevin Owens was outside Sami Zayn's window recording his family.
That was cool. That was
also,
a little unhinged.
Last year, the Rock Cody beatdown in the rain.
In the arena, though.
No, it was in. He took him out back to the
parking lot.
He took him out back. He was outside. They were outside in the rain.
That's fair.
I thought he was going to throw Cody in the ocean at that segment. I'm not going to lie to you, because it looked like they were near some water. Anyway, continue.
Well, no, so that was that was a take I saw, and I guess to give to dig into that take a little bit. Yes, the booking is repetitive. Yes,
It is.
I saw the exact same Lyra and Becky segment 2 weeks in a row.
Even
The
though,
the
even yeah,
exact same segment.
even though I did kind of counter that with a couple of things. Yeah, generally speaking, I think that I think that person's choices of picking those particular moments is not the right defense for this. I think it's just simply I could describe to you an episode of Monday Night Raw right now without booking names, without names. The opening segment is the main event segment. It's the main event guys talking to start the show. It could be Cena. It's the biggest guy they could get for the show. It could be Cena. It could be Rollins. It could be Jey Uso. It could be Logan Paul. They're gonna open the show. Then you're gonna have your lower mid card match of some sort, and then you'll have a tag team match of some sort, and then you have the main event women's segment, like the women's world titles of that show in a segment. And then you have maybe one or two more things in there, and then your main event match is your mid-card title. With the exception of this past Monday's Raw. This past Monday's Raw closing with the World Heavyweight title match was a breath of fresh air. But usually they close with a mid-card title or mid-card segment.
It was nice that they also said it was also nice that they said it's been the first time in 7 months. I'm like, wow, yes, I feel that too. I feel that 7 months.
So you're aware how much you've forgotten about this.
That's okay. But because they were they were just slamming us with world title matches. So I get it, and thank you for calming down. You're working it out. It's cool. You're working on yourself. It's fine. You're single right now. Yeah, seriously though.
Because Dwayne broke up with them.
Dwayne broke up with you, right? So you're single right now. You're single for a while. You're figuring yourself out. You're testing the waters with new things, new toys. No. But for real though, I could tell you all of the things that I saw every week leading up to Mania. There was some Cena promo that Cena cut the same promo for 3 weeks. While I liked them and I enjoyed them and had fun with them, I had the same Cena promo for 3 weeks. I'm getting the same kind of concept now with Cena because now Cena's starting to be active but not active, right? So Cena right now, arrive, show up, say words, take a finisher, smile while on the ground.
Arrive, yap, take a finisher, leave.
Literally. It works for the gimmick, but let's talk about it, right? Same thing. What else do I see constantly? I've seen these Julia, Roxanne, Io, Rhea. I already said Rhea.
Io, Rhea, Roxanne, and Julia.
Switch around the players.
Well, that's a tag feud, I think.
To kind of fix the thing, but to fit the week, but same thing for basically the last 3 weeks.
Also, are you gonna call up Rox and Julia, or are you just gonna have them show up as NXT people?
Yeah. Also, I'm confused with what we're doing here. It sounded like we wanted to run an invasion thing, but also we have this evolution thing coming. So obviously, clearly, we're booking for that. Which is fine. It's very weird that we're booking for 7 shows at once.
It kind of feels like it's almost long-term booking for it to blow up into a bigger car crash than it already is to set up Evolution, because usually that's how they set up the last Evolution pay-per-view was a big car crash.
Before Mania, we saw some implementation of Dom, Finn, Braun, and Penta, whether it was plug-and-play singles matches, a tag match, plug-and-play segments,
plug and play title matches as well.
Anything with Chad Gable is kind of plug and play, depending on who it is, and what we're doing there.
I don't know what you mean, bro.
And Grande Americano.
Why are they the same? Why are you describing them as? Oh, okay.
And, not or.
Well, there is no and. They're not connected.
There is an and. They're two separate human beings.
They're not connected. Chad is just very supportive of El Grande Americano.
Fair enough. What else? I feel like I watched the same Seth, Punk, and Roman stuff leading up to. I thought they did a contract signing 4 times. The amount of times that they did these all the same face-off things. At least we stopped doing the hey, I'm gonna say hi on this show so I can go do a promo on that show. At least
they didn't stop that though. They did that at Mania. They've stopped for now.
They've chilled for now because
that was big. That was a big Euro thing. That was a big European tour thing.
But we're repeating a lot. If I've seen one pull apart brawl, I've seen them all. Right? The reason why pull apart brawls are fun is because you don't get them. Now we get them.
Often.
Dare I talk about the NXT parking lot?
Yo, the NXT parking lot is not safe.
That's what
Not
one of
safe.
that's what one of the responses to this thread said. Dare I talk about the NXT parking lot?
I'm
No?
dead.
Okay, we're cool here. Um, let's pull up one more because
I have a question potential while you pull one up. Get one ready because I have a potential bonus question to ask for Backlash.
all right.
Let's jump back over to Cena versus Orton. I think you know what I'm about to ask you, but is Travis Scott gonna show up?
No.
Is Dwayne gonna show up?
Fuck no.
I thought so. I thought at this point, Travis Scott showing up is more likely than Rock showing up at this point.
Rock ain't doing shit. Rock said,
Right.
I'm done here. I don't have to do this. I can visit it when I want to, which means he doesn't want to anytime soon, which means I will see you in January when I can matter again. Bye.
Right. Yeah.
Or October if I need to boost bad blood. Or whatever we're doing in October.
Ugh. Let's not talk about Bad Blood again.
Never mind. All right, so
Wasted moment.
Here's my other one. A former WWE employee has accused Triple H of wasting the viewer's time by asking Jey Uso to make long entrances on Raw episodes. It was fine at first, but has become a habit now. Jey ends up taking 10 minutes just for his entrance. Even The Undertaker and Roman Reigns did not take so long. If one of the entrances is not enough, once the music ends and the crazy people in the arena want to do the yeet thing again, it gets annoying for people at home. Yes, 1,000 times yes. I turn on Raw at 8 o'clock. If Jey Uso is opening the show, there is not a lick of anything that matters on this show until about 8:20. And Jey Uso starts entering the room at like 8:04. That's a problem. I hate that. Stop wasting my time. And there's a difference between our entrances and wasting my time. And that one is wasting my time.
If
Roman's
you're looking at that entrance and you don't see Aura, you're the problem. That's what I'm saying.
But what we're doing is we're dragging it. We're then dragging it, right? The start of it is Aura. I like Jay coming in, doing 2 rounds of that, right? Because really that's all it should take, right? Because as a musician, right, like me and Tyler might understand this more than the common man, right? No offense to the common man. But music is set up in a loop, right? So Jey Uso's entrance is a loop. Roman Reigns' entrance is a loop. I'm going to use Jey and Roman as the example here, right? Actually, let's put somebody more on Jay's level. Because Jay's not Roman. That's actually not a shot at Jay, but I'm trying to
like Seth?
like a Sammy. I was going to say a Sammy.
Okay, sure.
Right? Because they sing for Sammy's entrance.
And that also gives it, because like Seth, they can just constantly loop, but with Sammy, it has that break. So yeah.
Right. So with Sammy, right? Sammy comes out, and you hear the "Let's Go," and you hear the da da ba da ba ba da. There's a little section before they start singing. We rolling? All right. Then you get to the singing part, right? You get like 8 to 16 bars of the singing. By the time they're done singing, Sammy is on the steel steps, right? He hops up. He gets his little ovation when he hops up on the ropes. He's in the ring, and they give him one more round to climb the ropes and say hello to everybody, usually. And he's there, and they go through his entrance twice, like his entrance theme twice. It's only like a minute, so you double it. It takes about 2 minutes, right? You can do that. That's fine. Sammy can enter from the crowd, and it still hits about this amount of time. Am I wrong? It might be 2.5, depending on how long he feels like milking it, right? I feel like that's fair. Jey Uso's entrance can take the same amount of time. I feel like we added a break at some point in this entrance theme because something about it is new in the timing of it. Because I remember getting really annoyed in like December about it. But then there was like this longer break before we had to start yeeting again, and I feel like it made a little bit more sense to me.
I feel like the song hasn't changed. I think maybe how he does the entrance has changed, and maybe. I think I understand. So let me first talk about Jay's entrance. So Jay, when he enters from the crowd, comes out from at the top of the stairs. And by the time he's out at the top of the stairs, he's standing there, he's posing, he's doing his thing, and then the chorus comes. It's just me, ooze, everyone's yeeting. And then after that chorus, he makes his way down the steps, and then by the time he gets mostly to the bottom, sometimes he's still walking to the bottom, the chorus comes around again. And he's not ready. What I don't like. And he's not ready, so he doesn't do it. And then when that chorus is over, he's usually hopping the barricade and then getting into the ring at that point. No, and then he does one on the top of the turnbuckle. Then he gets down, and then he does the yee, and does it again.
No, so he takes extra long these days. I don't know if you've noticed these days, right? especially since his world title win, but I would say probably since his Rumble win, right? He takes extra long these days.
Okay.
So after his first hook, where he's still standing at the top, right, and he gets all the yeet off, and he's going down in the break, right. Where I want him to be is down over the barricade and getting ready to be on the top rope by the next chorus. That's where I want him to be.
Oh, I like him doing a full chorus out in the crowd though.
But what he does. He gets that first chorus out in
Yeah,
the crowd.
okay,
He
okay.
goes down during the break. It's enough time to get down, dap some fans on the way, walk, climb up. And by the
Okay.
next, it's me, Oos. He should be on the ropes doing the thing, right?
Okay.
That's how I feel like it should be. It's timing. It's nice. There's still aura around it, right? But
Okay.
speed it up, right? So, but what he actually does, is he'll make it to maybe where you said, right? About where the drop
Bottom
is
of the stairs.
to the floor, right? Like off, like what would be on the court or on the ice,
Right.
right? He gets there. There's another chorus playing, and this is where we start cutting to Pat McAfee, right? And then he hops the barricade, and he'll dap up Pat McAfee. He'll dap up Michael Cole, and take 7 years to do such a thing, right? To
Cole's
then
getting
get on
better
the
at
rope,
dapping him up,
go
by the way.
So by the third hook, he's maybe on the ropes, ready to do the thing, right? And then, so we add like a minute and 20 seconds onto this entrance, right? For people at home, that's boring. I'm bored. And then if we go through the whole third one again, and then chill out and let them get their little ovation off, right? Because that's what you should do for a main event star. Thank you, crowds, right? But when then he goes, yeah. No. Right? I'm cool after that. I'm cool after that. I don't need that. Like, give him their ovation, give him a chance to milk it and soak it in, and then start the fucking show, bro. Like, we got shit to do. If you don't want to be 3 hours, don't be 3 hours of entrances.
Here's my response. Y'all were real silent when it was Undertaker, when it was Orton, when it was Triple H, when it was John Cena, and it's Jey Uso now, and you're mad about it.
No.
You're mad about it.
No. So first off, John Cena definitely not, right? John Cena definitely not, because John Cena hasn't milked an entrance in years. That was the longest John Cena.
Okay, Cena, Undertaker, or no, not Cena. Orton, Undertaker, Triple H. Who else? Who else went slow? Kane went kind of slow. You didn't complain about Kane.
Mad fast. Are you kidding me? Kane.
There were times where he took some slow. There were times where he took some slow.
Ramp was long. Don't
and
blame
you weren't
Kane.
mad
Don't
when
blame
Roman.
60-year-old
And you
Glenn
weren't
Jacobs.
mad when it was Roman. You're mad because you don't like Jay.
No.
And
So
that's
again,
why.
so again, I can tell you the exact loop for the Undertaker entrance.
Also, you weren't mad when it was.
Exact loop. Hold on.
Also-
Stop. I can tell you the exact loop for the Undertaker entrance theme. Right. It gets to the hook, right, when he walks out, right. It goes through the break as he slowly makes his way down to the fucking ramp. We're gonna talk in a normal arena. We're not gonna add the WrestleMania ramp to this. We're gonna talk in a normal arena, right?
Okay.
By the time he's climbing the steps, it's going back to the beginning part of the theme, right before the main part comes back in, right? It does the little choir thing. Oh, that part, right?
Yeah.
By the time the second time of the main hook comes up, he's turning on the lights, and he's in the ring. It's slightly longer. It's maybe 3 minutes, right? Okay. So I don't feel like Undertaker's a fair thing here, because I know the exact loop of Undertaker's entrance. Who else did you say? Roman? Let's talk about Roman. So Roman's entrance starts, right? He comes out. He goes. The peak of his loop is when he's on the stage and either throwing up the one or when he had the belts, right?
There's that long intro.
Stop talking.
There's the long intro.
You're right. There's the
Before he even comes out. There's no one there.
Roman? Which Roman? Which Roman?
Either
I'm doing the heel theme, because I don't know what the loop
the
is.
face theme too
I
is
don't know
just
what the
as
loop is
bad.
for the face one. I haven't seen it enough. And I don't think they know enough. They haven't timed it well. I don't think at all, hardly.
Yeah, the intro's been ass. It's been way too long.
But let's talk about the heel one, the one that he had for the entire reign up until he lost, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about that one. So it would do the right. It would go through that big epic climb up, and he'd hold the thing up on the stage. As he was making it to the after that, right? Again, a normal arena, not in a WrestleMania ramp. Let's be fair. He would walk down. He would be on the edge of the rope, or standing on the apron, right, to do the second one. By the time that theme came up again, 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Is it a longer loop? It might be a 90-second loop, if we really want to talk about it. So Roman's entrance is probably 5 minutes. Maybe. Jey Uso's entrance does definitely not need to be 10 minutes. It does not. It does not. It does not. It's too long. It's too long. And his theme ain't good enough for that. Sorry.
It's just me, Oos. Day one-ish. Nah, I disagree. I think here's the thing. Part of the gripe is you were saying that, you were explaining the whole, he comes out to the ring and gets in the ring, and then the music cuts, and then the crowd who pays money to be there says one more time, and he obliges because he's the big face, right?
They're
That's
gonna
what faces
get one
do.
more time when he goes at the end of the segment. Like, no,
Okay, that's fine, but they want one more time right now. So if you do you want him to say no and then he gets booed? You want him to say no and then he gets booed and then you're gonna say, oh, why isn't he doing that?
So is WWE a live experience or is WWE a TV show?
A live experience that's televised.
Okay, fine then. I'm not watching.
Cool.
I'm supposed to be watching a TV show.
All right.
It's on Netflix. That's what they're touting it as. They literally will tell us the secrets now. They're literally going to let us into the writer's room. Like,
they're going to tell us why Jey Uso's entrance is longer than you'd like it to be.
Facts. No, this is a TV show. Like, my fault, dude.
Listen, man, this is why I like
just
to
tell
watch.
me you don't got shit to book on the show. Like, just tell me that.
This is why I
just
like to watch my wrestling when it's entrances, backstage segments, or not backstage segments. When there's not storyline content, 2x speed. 2x speed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't do that when I'm watching live.
Hit the pause button. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not busy at 8 o'clock because I got nothing else to do. So I'm watching my show that I want to watch at 8 o'clock. It's like watching a sports game.
No, but here's the thing, right? The people that are at the arena paid money to be there and to have their voice be heard.
They did. They got a yeet.
And they want it again, so they can do it again. You're just not.
Bro, we're not just.
You're just mad that the guy you don't like is over, and I'm sorry that you're mad.
It has nothing to do with him being.
Then
over.
why'd you bring it up? Why are we talking about this?
It's a valid take. It's too long. Like why?
You're literally mad, and that's why.
Why is when Raw starts at 8 o'clock, and then Jay's music starts at 8:05. It's still going on at 8:20. Why? And there was no words or no story or nothing.
Is that really? Was it 8:20?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I personally don't think anything of it. I personally don't. I think
I'm cool to be on my couch and go.
I think and also
cool for that. It takes too long. Again,
and the argument
Orton's gotten slower, and that's because the crowd started singing. So Orton was one of your other.
And Jay gets the yeet. So and that's why they want the entrance to be longer because there's aura behind Jay. You might not see aura, but there's aura. Else people wouldn't ask for more.
Yeah, in a normal arena with a normal ramp, right? Randy's theme again stops at all the lawyers are defenseless on the doctors are on the second verse.
Lately they stop at the second chorus so the fans that are there can finish singing the chorus without the music.
Yeah, which is also fine, but
fire. No, it's fire. That's what they should do every time.
But again, it takes 3 minutes. Randy Orton's not taking 20 minutes to get into the ring, bro. And then running it back. Randy's not running it back. We have stuff to do, man.
I don't really care.
Just
I don't really care.
Just tell me WWE doesn't have anything to book.
I don't really
tell
care.
Me that.
Tell
me that you can't fill that 10 minutes.
I'm entertained. That's the bottom line.
I'm not entertained.
Because you don't like Jay.
The run it back part is not where I'm not entertained. I'm entertained when he gets in the ring.
Here, every time I see this, and please let me get this thought out. Every time I see this, he comes out and does his thing, right? And then the crowd says, and they're already hot as fuck, right? And then they say one more time, and then he goes, okay, run it back, yeet, and then the crowd pops again. The crowd reaches another level of over. You're just mad that you don't like Jay, and it's totally okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to like Jay, and you don't have to like the entrance, but there are people that like it, and it's the vast majority of people that like it.
Motherfucker, I have 2 J t-shirts.
I know.
I say these things while owning 2 J t-shirts.
But you don't like main event Jay.
No, because I have 2 main event Jey Uso t-shirts.
That's not what I mean. That's not main event the nickname.
No, what I don't like is wasting my time. Yes, pro wrestling is meant to be pageantry and XYZ the third, right? That's the whole point of all the grand entrances, right? That's why they don't do it in boxing, right? I get it. Thank you. But right? Keep the show moving. You can't bore everybody at home because you want to please 15,000 people in the arena while you have millions watching who are waiting for the show to start. You're catering to the minority, and everybody's paying because everybody has to pay for Netflix. Same way everybody was paying for cable, so I don't really want to hear anything about fans paying. Like, I'm paying too. Like, we're paying for Netflix.
When we were at the Raw after WrestleMania, Cody comes out. He's champion. We're cheering him. Cody's talking. And then all of a sudden, Rock comes out. We don't let Rock talk. We
Not
boo
the same
over
thing.
him.
We're enhancing the story.
But there was
because
no
we don't
story.
like
There
the
was no story
because
we
the bad guy's
weren't
coming
letting
out to talk to our good
But we
guy.
weren't letting the story go. We were not letting the story advance because we wanted to tell Rock "fuck you." That's not story.
It is story.
That's not story.
It is because we said
Okay,
we're,
so
we're,
if you-
we're,
so-
we're booing him and saying
So
fuck you to
if the
him because he
fans-
wanted to
so
take it from
if-
our guy
wait,
who is in
wait,
the ring
wait,
now,
wait.
relishing
So-
in the fact that he
So
won.
if the fans stop the story because they don't like someone, it's okay. But when the fans stop the story because they
But
like
nothing
Jey
about-
Uso,
but-
it's
but
totally
Rock-
not
but Rock-
okay.
But holding up Rock when talking so he can call his trailer park trash is not the same concept
As
and
holding
has
up-
way more order than
As
holding up Jay's entrance.
Jay,
and making
so we
Jay
can
do his
eat
entrance.
with our favorite wrestler, Jey Uso. That's the point of a babyface.
not
It goes
rolling with
back
that.
to the
I'm not rolling with
age-old
that.
adage of a meal does not like baby faces.
That's not true.
I cracked the code. That's it.
not true.
Yes, it is.
I like Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and wait till he's a world champion. You're gonna fucking hate him, just like you hate Cody,
No, I'm
just like
just
you
waiting-
hate
I'll just
Jay,
wait
just like you hated.
No.
Yep.
I like who's a babyface?
I'll wait.
I like Dominic Mysterio.
Nah, man. No, you're valid. Like the entrance is long, and you don't have to enjoy it. And I'm
I think
sorry
it's a
that
valid take that it like
it is
you
a
don't-
valid take. It is a valid take that it's a long entrance. But in my opinion, as an entertainer and a musician, and I know that, and I'm not saying that to throw it in your face because you said musician, but just being a musician and entertainer, if a crowd that I am performing for says one more time, what am I gonna say? Fuck you, no. I'm gonna walk off stage and not
Son,
play an
if
encore.
I did 2 hours, I'm cool.
Bro.
I'll listen to the CD, brother. I'll
At
sign
their
autographs for
paycheck?
you all day.
At WWE wrestling paychecks with Jey Uso paycheck? Nah, I'm doing it. That's a 7-figure salary right there. Maybe. Actually, I don't even know what Jay's salary is.
But I already made the money, right? Like I got paid.
I mean,
I get paid regardless.
you're on salary, so you may have gotten paid. You might not get paid. You might not have gotten paid,
Well,
depending
Jey
on what
Uso's
day
not
of the
on,
month.
Jey Uso's not on by the minute pay. Like what are we
Oh
talking
wait, no,
about?
you're right. It's contract based. You get it all at once. Okay, fair.
Jay's
but,
not on by the minute pay. Jay could or could not do that. Like it's fine.
but then also it could
That doesn't
be
fuck up Jay's pay.
But then also it's likely contractually stipulated that if he doesn't fulfill his obligations, like another round of yeeting, they could take
So
it away.
I wonder if that's in the contract.
We are so fucking in the weeds right now.
In the contract, must complete at least 10 minutes of eating a night.
Yo, the Pat McAfee clause.
The Pat
The
McAfee
Pat
clause.
Mac clause.
You get an extra 1,000 for every extra minute above 10 minutes you go of eating.
Go ahead, sneak a little yeet in there. When he said that, I lost my shit. That was so funny. That was a Pat line that made me.
Are we
crack
done
up.
here?
I think so. We want to wrap. We feeling that? We feeling that?
I'm
Who
feeling
would win
that.
in a fight, Emil? 1 gorilla or 100 humans?
You tried to do this to me last week, and it's still the
No,
gorilla.
I didn't. I forgot about this last
well,
week.
it's still the gorilla.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Who's rushing the gorilla first?
All 100 humans, bro. It doesn't
Again,
matter
who's
the size.
gonna be first. Because somebody's gonna get grabbed out of that, and who wants to be the one to get grabbed?
After
I
about
don't.
maybe
I
10
don't.
or 15 people, the gorilla's not going to be able to keep up with the massive bodies rushing
I don't
at
think
it.
we really understand how strong and how big and how long it's gonna take for a gorilla to get tired. This isn't
Strong,
an ape.
big, and
This is-
long, brother. Just save it for after the stream. Geez.
This ain't. This, we're not talking about like a monkey. Like we're talking about a giant.
We're not
ape.
talking about this or this.
We're talking about this. Like for real.
No. Okay.
Go gorilla.
Okay. So like, go
the show.
gorilla.
End the
No.
show.
Wait.
The gorilla is over.
So think about 100 people running at a gorilla, right? All at one time. The gorilla's gonna get
Also,
totally.
who are these people? Like, is it all the strongest men in the world, or is
It depends. The average
like
human.
is it me and you?
Hang on.
100 me and yous are not being
The average size of a human is 5'6" for a male and 5'2" for a female.
My guy, ain't a chance the average. If we get 100 of the average humans, 5'6", which means they're probably about a
I'm not
buck
saying
50,
that.
which is my weight, by the way, because I'm undersized for an adult male. No way.
So weight of a gorilla
No, don't give me started.
Also,
Please end the show.
is 350 pounds. That only takes like 2 Americans. What do you mean? That's 2 Americans by weight. Listen, all they have to do,
or 1.5 wrestling fans.
Facts. All you have to
Sorry,
do,
wrestling fans, we love you.
all you have to do, all you have to do is run in a gorilla and just belly
Let me
flop.
change that. One AEW dad and their son.
Oh fuck, that gorilla's over. That shit, it's over. It's over.
And Ricochet. We'll throw Ricochet in there for free.
Ricochet is gonna be the one the gorilla throws across the world. Oh man, y'all, if you enjoyed, if you for some reason enjoyed what you just listened to for the past hour and change, you can support us, as I mentioned earlier, by following us everywhere. We are Kickout Club. We are all over. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on any podcast hosting platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. So follow us on all platforms. There's a link tree down below in the description, so go click that and follow us on every single outlet in the link tree. That would be fantastic. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, hey YouTube, we love y'all. Leave a comment down below what your take is. 100 humans or 1 gorilla. Also, let us know the over/under for your favorite Jey Uso entrance. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next time. Also, follow me on Dropkicked. Tino Knows Graps. Appreciate you. Till then, we'll see y'all very, very soon.